And the thing, they each had an opportunity to wrestle the best in the world, and that's Olympic champion Yazdani Tirati, who we're going to see in a couple of matches. And trust me, wrestling him, it's hand fighting. And somebody said online today, the toughest 2 minutes in wrestling is when you face Yazdani Tirati. So they've had an opportunity to gather some rest together, get themselves together, get mentally back in where they both lost to him because they're here in the third place bout, but really getting themselves mentally back together is what's important.
As you say, that mental battle, they've got the game plan now. Have to get the adrenaline flowing, trying to look for some answers. But as you can see, the bigger the men, the longer it can take. And the referee doesn't want to take too much longer.
And I'm going to be paying attention to this right arm of VALIEV right here. GOSTIYEV likes to get that left side underhook, really jack it up, and that's where majority of his offense not only comes from throughout his career, but especially in this tournament, looking back on the past couple of matches that he had today, all underhooks with that left side. So watch that right arm. Keep that elbow tucked as close to your hip as you can if you're VALIEV.
VALIEV's route to victory. Well, GOSTIYEV in the way of that as we creep into the first minute is come and gone. The referee having a close look at them. A little bit too much passivity from both.
Passivity warning for red. That's the first one. The second one, they'll go on the clock. So good to see the referees after these guys. We want offense. We want points on the board, right?
No question about it. Points make prizes here in Paris, but neither man really getting to grips with it just yet. But of course, they don't care about entertaining. They just want to get the scores on the board halfway through the opening period.
Action blue, action red.
The referee audible. VALIEV trying to fake and pretend there that he was going to move.
Contact red.
And VALIEV's really dictating the pace of this match. What I'm looking at is the heels of the wrestlers. Who's constantly moving back? Who has those beepers on? Beep, beep, beep when you're moving back. Who is that? And right now it's GOSTIYEV. VALIEV's really pushing the pace of this match. He's dictating the ties. So that's, if you're Russia, that's what you want to see.
Yep, as you say, GOSTIYEV in reverse, and he's going to have to reverse the scoreline here pretty quickly because that clock is ticking. VALIEV, as you say, putting on the pressure. GOSTIYEV putting on the brakes. But most importantly, this one little point could make a difference. Neither man being too open so far.
And GOSTIYEV nearing that 30 seconds. So we're going to get the point there. The match is going to continue. But heading into the second period, there's 25 seconds left. If you're VALIEV and you have that 1 point advantage, that's huge. That's a mental game. If I'm a coach in the corner, I'm saying you got that 1 point. Continue to build on it. Don't stay there.
It's so interesting that you say that because often if you get a lead, do you defend, do you stick, do you twist? But shooting for the legs here. VALIEV trying.
And a beautiful underhook on that right side. Look to that left side. Continue to jack that right side up while he went to that hip on the left side. Beautiful move right there from VALIEV.
Well, you called it with the underhook, and the referee's going to call time on an engrossing opening period. Tough times now for the man from Azerbaijan. Trots back to his corner. You talked about being the coach in the corner. Not so much here. But for the battler from Baku, what's he got to do here, the man from Azerbaijan?
It's going to take 2 takedowns. You're down by 3 at this point. You have to start. You work to 1 takedown first. That 2 points is going to be very important. Don't look for 4s. Look for 2s at this point. Continue to work to your offense, and where his offense is in that underhook. So get to your underhook where he wasn't. That's what I said coming into the match. Where he makes his money is in that underhook, and we didn't see him there in the first period. So hopefully he gets that engine going.
Well, cheers for Iran, a little bit early. Waiting for the final, of course. This one, Azerbaijan against Russia. Well, you talked about getting that engine going. Can he shift it out of reverse and get it up into the first gear and push forward here? VALIEV, well, that underhook has given him the upper hand here. 3-point gap, pushing forward again.
Nearing the out-of-bounds line. But GOSTIYEV smart to circle right, knowing where he is. That's mat awareness right there. In American basketball, they always say, you know, it's court awareness. You know where you are at all times on the court. Here in wrestling, that mat awareness is key right there. Didn't give up the out-of-bounds point for getting out of bounds. Circle to his right, so smart to stay in bounds.
Can he find a big three-pointer from downtown? GOSTIYEV looking for that big shot. VALIEV presenting a big target as well. And there's that underhook again.
And you know, if you're VALIEV, that you don't want to give up the 4. So giving up the 2 would be okay. But he's being cautious, staying at underhook, slowing the pace of the match down. At this point, his biggest opponent is the clock. 2 more minutes to go. How can he slow that match down for 2 minutes?
Contact blue.
Well, he's taken the airs out of the tyre of GOSTIYEV. But maybe a little bit too long, though.
Second.
We heard there from the referee.
Okay.
Activity time, the second warning. As you had mentioned, not the worst point that he could give up, but will he shoot for another here?
And he's still staying in those ties, not really looking for any offense. With that collar tie heavy on that head.
And I'm guessing the collar tie is around the neck. Is that the...
Collar tie around the head, keeping that head down, keeping your elbow close to you as you can. And now you see VALIEV pushing the pace, but GOSTIYEV circling back to his left. Once again, mat awareness key there. Point on the board for the passivity point.
Yep, you talk about that awareness. Well, VALIEV will be very aware now that GOSTIYEV is creeping up behind him. As we reach into the last minute here, the bronze medal at stake. Can the man from Azerbaijan find a final push? Takedown minimum, but it's VALIEV that goes forward.
And that's interesting to see, because you look at the scoreboard and you see GOSTIYEV down by 2. Expect to see his knees start hitting the mat. He's going to have to start getting something going here with 30 seconds left.
Yeah, very much into the business end of this one now. The Russian VALIEV, good value for this lead. GOSTIYEV, does he have a chance to find a way back into this one?
And staying in the open ties is going to be key here. He doesn't want to get caught in the underhook or caught in that front headlock, so he has to keep that open space to give himself an opportunity to get a shot off.
But will he have time to get that shot off as we creep into the last 10 seconds? Good footwork from VALIEV. A little bit too much. The referee not happy with it, but more than happy viewing. GOSTIYEV tries to shoot for the legs to get that takedown that would make the difference. But the only thing that matters, you called it right. The clock was his biggest enemy, and in the end, he deserved that bronze.
And it was just one takedown. That's all it took. One takedown, smart wrestling, know where you're at, and continue to work on that clock.
Well, he clocks up a bronze. Perfect timing. And there's the result. Confirmation. Vladislav VALIEV. Well, it was a valiant effort from GOSTIYEV, but didn't have any more than a ghost of a chance in the end. And the second Russian Azerbaijan